it's Hadley. This is Hadley Unwritten, where we talk about books, life, and all the messy chapters in between. Today we're going to be talking about being the quiet friend, strengths, struggles, and what I personally, as like a certified quiet friend, love it. Okay, so for me, being the quiet friend is like, the person who walks behind everybody else. You're kind of like a shepherd herding her sheep. The one, for me, I really have anxiety as well, so I will never go first for something. If it's like ordering a drink or whatever at a coffee shop, I would hate to go first. And also, like, being the quiet friend, it's like really hard to make friends, There's a funny quote I saw, and it was like, it's not like introverts make friends, extroverts adopt them. And then I think that's like really kind of what happens for me. It's just, sometimes it's hard because when you're the quiet friend, you have, for me, I remember being like, especially when I started homeschooling and I didn't have a lot of friends, it was very much like crippling loneliness all the time because my sister Penny, she's very, very out there. She loves meeting new people, making new friends, and she was just talking to strangers at the grocery store. She was just like giving them compliments and, asking them how their day was. And I was just like, I wish I could do that. And I think the important thing to remember when you are somebody who's more quiet is that you don't have to be so out there all the time, because it is scary to talk to new people, right? And if you're not comfortable with it, then you're not comfortable with it. And it's just completely up to you. But it is important to be able to talk to new people, because crippling social anxiety is not going to help you in life. I know, like, you probably want me to say, like, oh, poor baby sweetie, it's going to be okay. But it is something that you do need to get past. Because if you're just going to be anxious in social situations the whole time, how are you going to get a job? How are you going to make friends as an adult? How are you going to survive outside your parents' house, right? Because, like, if you can't talk to people, then what are you going to do when you have to? So, I'm not saying, like, completely jump in and dive in head first, because obviously that is scary. I've been there. But it is important to just, ease yourself in. Shallow at first. Like, in a swimming pool, how it's always shallow at the start and then it gets deeper? Just go up to your toes and then your ankles, and then above your ankles, and like all the way up your legs to your knees, and higher and higher and higher until you're comfortable. We're not going to chuck you in the deep end. You're going to learn how to tread water on your own. The thing is, like, extroverts sparkle and introverts glow. And they're two different kinds of light, but they're both beautiful, right? You just have to work past it and, be who you were made to be. Because God put you on earth for a reason. And, okay, I don't even care if you don't believe in God right now. You were put on this earth for a reason. Will you believe that that was by your Lord and Savior, or it was just by fate, or you're just here? Evolution, I don't care. You were still here on earth for a reason. You still woke up today, and you're still going to have a good day, and you're going to be fine. Saying hi to one person or giving them a smile is not going to kill you. I think the nice thing about being a quiet friend is, like, while it is sad and you are overlooked sometimes, it is kind of like a bit of a blessing in disguise, because I can't tell you how many conversations I have heard and just being glad to listen. Last school year, I was in a class with 4 boys. It was a homeschool class. I was the only girl. It was 4 boys. And this one boy, he had a lot of drama. And honestly, it was so fun to just listen to, like, all the drama he was sharing. I was quite content to sit back and just listen. And, like, that is a strength, because listening is sometimes all people need. If somebody's having a tough time, sometimes all you need to do is just listen, and they're gonna feel heard, and they're gonna feel glad that you're their friend. Like, while that is a strength, it also comes with a struggle, because when you are the quiet person, the introvert, and you do have something to say, it's really sad, but sometimes you do get talked over. And so it's kind of like, yes, you're a listener, but you also need to learn how to, like, speak up for yourself. And I'm not saying change who you are, of course not. you're perfect who you are. I love who you are. I love who I am. But we can all improve. If you do really want to talk, you're going to have to talk. Okay? You can't just like start a sentence and be like, oh, today, blah, 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 and then somebody goes, hey, guess what? And then you can't just be like, oh, they don't want to hear what I'm saying. No, they just are used to talking over you. You need to speak up for yourself. If somebody interrupts you, just keep talking. It's gonna make them feel way more awkward, and they're gonna be the one to, zip their lip. Another strength I think with being like the quiet friend is that, I don't know about like any other people, but for me, somehow it's easier to remember all the dates. All of them. I think, like, I don't even have to like put it in my calendar. I don't think I know like all my friends' birthdays. It's actually crazy. I know one of my friend's sister's birthday. Am I a creep? I think it's just really easy if you're quiet and you're just listening. It's easy to remember things, and then like remembering things is gonna make you friends, because people love it when it's like you mention one time that your favorite candy was Snickers bar, and I'll come back and I'll be like, hey, I got you Snickers bar for your birthday, and blah 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 blah. And then it makes them feel heard, and stuff like that. And I think like that is the biggest strength of being a quiet friend, is that you're just a listener, right? And it's good to be a listener, because that makes people feel heard, and people like to feel heard. But as I said before, sometimes you are gonna have to make yourself heard. If you want to talk, you have to make yourself heard. You can't just let people walk all over you. You're not a doormat. You're a person. I think my house has ghosts. My door just opened on. Why I love being the quiet friend is like not really for any other reason other than it is nice to listen, and it is nice to be on the side. And while it does it does feel lonely sometimes, and there is a certain part of me that's like, if only I was, out there, more outgoing, only I was an extrovert, blah, blah, blah. There's a part of me that is saying that. But the important thing is to remember that, God, okay, again, I don't care if you don't believe in God or not. You were made the way you are for a reason. Okay? I personally believe that God made us all unique and special, and he loves us all, and he has a plan for each and every one of us, no matter who we are. And for me, that's really encouraging. But, if you don't believe in God, then fine, whatever. We can say, you're made like this for a reason, and somewhere out there is a person who appreciates you. Whether that be your parents, your sister, your best friend, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, I don't know. Somebody out there appreciates you for who you are, whether you're quiet or not. And I personally love being the quiet friend, because I feel like it's so much more peaceful. I was talking about those boys with drama, and they'd be like, yapping about their drama and stuff. Oh, really, one boy in particular. He has a lot of drama. And they'd be yapping about the drama and stuff. And I was just over there like, cool. I'm happy listening to it, but I'm so glad this isn't happening in my life. And it's just fun to be drama-free, for me personally. Of course, I'm sure some introverts have drama, and that's awesome. Good for you. You have an awesome story to tell, and if you do have it and you're comfortable sharing, I'd love to read it in the comments. I love drama. Love the tea. I think that's all for this video. I don't really know what this was. This is me talking about quiet people and uplifting them for like 10 minutes. I hope you enjoyed. I hope this gave, if there are any quiet people, introverts watching, I don't want to say introvert because it feels like it's putting on a label. If there are any quiet people watching, I believe in you. I'm a quiet person, and I am doing social media. And I have social anxiety, so there you go. Look at me being an oxymoron. I'm actually like very afraid of heights as well, but I still go climbing. I think I'm a little crazy. Like, afraid of heights, but I go climbing. I have social anxiety, but I'm doing YouTube. Am I okay? No, I'm fine. I'm just stretching my comfort zone and putting myself out there, which is a good thing to do, and you should do that too, because you're going to find yourself. You're going to find out who you are. I think. I don't know. Maybe you're not actually afraid of heights. I saw a thing the other day where it was like, you're not afraid of heights, you're afraid of falling. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's actually right. And then I was like, why am I afraid? I fall off climbing walls all the time and I'm fine. And I go bouldering as well. So like you've got like lead climbing and rock climbing, which is where you have like the harness and like the belay system, and you just fall and like your partner lowers you down. Or like when you go to like clip and climb or whatever, it's like an automatic belay system. There's that type of climbing. But then there's bouldering, where the walls are like 15 feet high and you have boulder problems. and there are just mats at the bottom and you don't have a harness and you just fall off. It's actually really fun. If you want to get into climbing, I highly recommend bouldering as a start. It is scary though. That's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next chapter.